Hello, everyone. You're watching Ultimate Challenges, and I'm your host, the Coach. Let's send it down to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis for the call.
We will begin this challenge in the third quarter with 3 minutes remaining. You've got a 14-point lead. Your opponent has the ball on their own 25. As we get set here, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Here's Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
They'll run with Sanders. Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Once again with Sanders. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Young. This will be caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Jets. Devin Hester from 8 yards out. And the Jets will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Carr's throw complete here to Waller. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a third down.
I like the thinking there because right after a sack, it can be a great time to call for a screen to your running back and use the eagerness of the defense against them. Able to gain some positive yards out of this one and make things a little bit easier for them on third down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing his car on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now Carr, got to have this one. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, I guess an interception at this point on fourth down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Right back to Sanders on first down. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Steps away. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise them with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be second and goal. Just like that, another ultimate challenge has been defeated. Savor the victory, if only for a moment, because you know there's always another challenge right around the corner.
Hey everybody, welcome. It's the Coach with you here today for another edition of Madden Ultimate Team.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here first and 10. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
35.
35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35. 35 Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the...
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it, and it's scooped up by the Jets. On the move past the 40. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll go again with Sanders. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing 3rd down. They go play action. Young out to his left. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Dave Casper, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Jets are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And we will start at the 25 as Barner will not return it. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
2nd quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. To throw is Brady. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Brady.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Brian Urlacher.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Play action now. Here's Steve Young. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Young off the bootleg.
This one taken in by Hester. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Off the play fake, Young. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 15.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Young will set to throw. He's got Casper over the middle. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Well done. You've defeated this ultimate challenge. Now, if there are stars still available, you can always replay the challenge again. Otherwise, it's time to move on to the next one.
The coach here, and welcome to this ultimate challenge. Sit back and relax. You're in for a real treat with this matchup. Let's get back to Brandon and Charles for the call.
Coach, we will begin this challenge in the third quarter with 3 minutes remaining. You're ahead by 4. Your opponent has the ball on their own 25. And it's 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th. Didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. Flushed out right. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. The Ravens send their punter out now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Here's Hester. An excellent return that time, 26 yards.
And the Jets will take over.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Young on 3rd down. That's caught out left side by Casper.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
We have played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Young to throw on 4th. On the move to his left. He's got a man. It's the tight end, Casper. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Marlon Humphrey on the defensive side, making that look easy from his corner position.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Young. That'll be complete to Cook.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting them in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Young to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. Touchdown! Dave Casper from 13 yards out.
And the Jets get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a 1st down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the 1st down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Extra point try good by Gano, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incomplete.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But it looked like a Raven was able to get in there, and they will indeed keep the possession.
Jackson.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
Here's Jackson.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And Young's going to throw it here. Rolling to his left. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Steve Young, a 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Jets have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
Gano the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happening.
Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And that'll just about do it for us in this one. You've notched another win, and the next challenge awaits.
The coach here, welcoming you to another installment of Madden Ultimate Team. There's been a lot of talk leading up to this matchup, and it's finally here. But can it live up to all the hype?
Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And we are underway here in England.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over.
They'll be led out by the second-year man from The Ohio State University, Justin Fields.
And not only does he have all the skills that you're looking for as a quarterback, he's incredibly tough and plays the game fearlessly as both a runner and a passer. You provide a good running game around him and let him throw deep off of play action, you've got an all-star in the making.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg.
Rolling to his right.
And that one on the money to Claypool downfield.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Chase Claypool.
60 yards.
And the Jets go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead.
Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Extra point. Good by Gano. And it's now a 7-0 game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as King opts for the touchback.
So now the Rams will get their first opportunity with a football. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want. But this guy, he is hard to corral.
Speak of, call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On second down, Elway.
Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
It's LaMarcus Joyner, the former Ram, with a pick.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete there to Johnson. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. In on the tackle there, Ray Nitschke, and his heyday, it was before my day, it was before your day, but he was something else.
Look, I can still see that 6'6" on his jersey and him rattling running backs and getting after quarterbacks. He used to wrap his foot.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets.
Justin Fields.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Jets have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Gano the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as King opts for the touchback.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
The Stork, Hall of Famer Ted Hendricks, came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now Elway. And this is caught. It's Parker. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Here comes Reed.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Justin Fields
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great work, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
This taken in at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now it's Elway. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
On 3rd down, Elway. Flush to his right. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Here's Blake Gillikin now. Oh, the return is Reed.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Now a 1st down throw. Fields
being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Jerry Tillery running in there and setting him down. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them.
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Chase Claypool.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Jets are able to widen their lead here in this first half. It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Elway now looking to throw on 3rd.
And he'll get this underneath to Scott.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On first, they'll throw with Elway.
He'll get this underneath to Henderson.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
That was J.J. Watt getting in there and getting him to the ground.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Jets offense up now. And from here, might not be able to take a knee. Might need to run a play here that's close to their goal line. End zone, Fields. That is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
All right, so we skip the rest of halftime and get set for the third quarter.
As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
Desmond King to return it from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. And that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the carry, this is Scott.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have...
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
Following the fumble recovery, Fields. They'll roll him out right. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
And down inside the 15 he goes. That good for 19 and a 1st down. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help a running game as well.
And it's hauled in by Shockey. He's got a Jets touchdown. From 13 yards out.
And the Jets have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes this 35-0 now. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as King opts for the touchback. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Give them a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taken from just outside the 30.
And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense, they've got it set up on the silver platter. First and goal inside the 10. Now Elliott. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports.
Again, it's Elliott.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to...
Looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the great one, Darrelle Revis.
Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest, but now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the second time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly, but they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
Fields on first down.
And this is caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Gano now to add the extra. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. LA set to take over again on offense.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. From the shotgun, Elway.
That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10. Now it's Elway. And he finds Parker here, complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Throwing again, it's Elway.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far.
Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball. But for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it second down. Inside give to Elliott. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Fields on third down. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome you to another installment of Madden Ultimate Team. There's been a lot of talk leading up to this matchup, and it's finally here. But can it live up to all the hype?
The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into the... Underway in Madden Ultimate Team.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out.
They're led out by the former third-round pick, now in his 11th NFL season, and that's Russell Wilson.
And I think that even after a decade in the NFL, he doesn't get enough credit for not just his consistency, but his brilliant play and leadership as well. He's won a Super Bowl in Seattle. He's led his team to another Super Bowl opportunity also in Seattle. His numbers are always terrific, almost always in the Pro Bowl, and all his team does is win. This guy's a natural leader.
First play, and Wilson wants to throw it.
It's caught by Jackson. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
And Nick Bosa so quick on the outside, he gets in there to bring him down. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over.
They'll be led out by the second-year man from The Ohio State University, Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4 speed, so good that another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast."
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Now it's Fields.
And he's got Shockey. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Next to receivers, they'll spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Fields now to throw.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. Looking to throw again on second down. Fields over the middle, complete. It's Johnson.
And he's going to get this down near the 25. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
That'll give them 8 that time, and it'll be second in a couple.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged...
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
We're scoreless after one.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Here's Fields.
Eluding the pressure right. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a fourth down situation. Gano's kick is good. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Johnson. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Nick Bosa. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Taken in at the 22. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Now Fields.
Johnson's got it complete. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage. I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught. Touchdown, Jets. Chase Claypool as the first half is winding down. And the Jets would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Gano the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was finished off by the Chase Claypool touchdown catch. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. From the 30 on second down, Wilson. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Off play action, Fields.
He'll buy some time right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. The give is to Elliott. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it and pick up first downs.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. From just shy of midfield, Fields. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
Bottom line is that he is just something else as a runner, because there are not many QBs in this league who can rip off a game that big, and he did it with the defense giving him a little extra attention after he hit him on a run earlier this series.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
At this point, this offense feels like they could just roll out anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end, not when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll try the wide side with Cook. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. From the 16, Fields. Complete. It's Johnson. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Justin Fields. An 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Jets are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson.
And now out comes Minnesota.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out. At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Getting this into the hands of Eric Dickerson. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the great one, r2r034's.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for him on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
4 yards remain for 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. That one will go for 9 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th.
40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd. Timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Tenth carry now for Elliott. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Derek Johnson. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal.
Certainly not the highest of scoring games, Charles. Their offense did some okay things. Not a lot of points on the board, but enough for the win with how their defense was playing in this one.
Yeah, they certainly brought their A-game, didn't they? They weren't fooled by anything that was presented to them from start to finish. That defense, they might as well have told their offense, guys, just kick a field goal. We've got it today.